Hello.
Hello there. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I can't tell if that's really loud.
I don't know if it's really loud either. It sounds
Am I
loud
really
in
quiet?
my ear. No,
Okay.
you
That's fine.
sound good in my ear.
Yeah, you sound
My
good.
ear hole.
You sound good in my ear hole too. Right.
How's it been? It's been a while.
This is Start for 10. And it's been a very long time.
He's Angus.
He's George.
Yep.
We're recording in a different location today.
We are. If you notice a difference of the acoustics, I'll be very impressed.
Acoustics? Acoustics? What's that?
Sounds.
That's acoustics.
That's what I said, isn't it?
You said acoustics.
Flippin' heck.
It's going to be one of them days.
I actually didn't know there was a difference. So that's
What?
That's good. I didn't
Well,
know there
you've
was acoustics
you've
and
honestly-
acoustics. Aren't they spelled the same?
One's not a word.
Really?
Acoustics doesn't exist.
Alright. So I've been missaying that my entire life then.
Yeah, glad we cleared that up.
That's actually really helpful, thanks.
That was a good place to start.
It was a good start, a fact for people.
Yeah, but nobody else thought it was... Nobody else thought it was wrong.
Anyway, if you notice the acoustics are different,
Yeah, I don't think anyone will.
it's because we're in a different place.
We've turned off Jamiroquai just for this.
Yes, we did. We
We
had...
had Jamiroquai playing on album vinyl.
Yep, we did. But it's probably copyrighted, so we turned it off.
Yeah, as opposed to
Uh,
this, which is just doesn't get picked up for some reason.
Because we're allowed to use it.
We're allowed to use it. Right,
But yes, we're at my house this time instead of...
we are at George's house for the first time we've ever recorded
It's
here.
the first time we recorded a pod here.
Yeah, sorry for there's been a delay in broadcasting. We've just been
We've
busy.
just been all over the place.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Things are getting more regular now, though, so...
Really?
Yeah, I've been eating more fibre and...
Yeah, I was going to say. It's not just running straight through you anymore.
Generally, my diet's improved, so yeah, I'm just a bit more regular now. It's pretty good. I'm going to open a window, so...
He's just taking off his headphones.
Headphones are off, microphone is still in my hands.
He's too warm.
Because there's a long cable. Just gonna
Oh, this is high quality
gonna
broadcasting.
open that window there. That's good. Yeah, I hope that doesn't affect the acoustics too much.
Gas. Big shoe, big shoe.
Big Shoe! Today is brought to you by Big Shoe, Big Shoe! Which has been stuck in my head for the last 3 weeks. Right. What have you been up to?
I have no idea. I genuinely don't know. DIY here.
You've been
and
doing
there.
DIY at home.
Yeah, mostly just getting the house as good as possible, as quickly as possible.
It looks really nice. It's
Yeah,
coming together
downstairs
well.
is great. We wanted to do that first because you live there more, don't you? So
It's a real upgrade since the last time I came for the chairs. I'm not
well,
gonna
yeah,
lie.
you now have a sofa rather than camping chairs, which is nice.
Yeah, it is a genuine upgrade,
Yeah, which is pretty
which
good.
is very impressive.
We're still missing some key furniture in this room, but we're getting there.
You're getting there. It's lovely.
We're getting those replaced as well. I don't know if you know. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, we're getting that replaced. Yeah,
It's a lovely little house.
yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, I haven't really been up to much. I genuinely don't have an excuse. I think I've just sat here watching bloody
Gas.
Big Shoe, Big Shoe! Over and over and over again for the last 4 weeks. So there's 50,000 views on Big Shoe, Big Shoe! All me.
Gas. Big shoe, big shoe.
Oh, I have
Yes.
no idea what's happening.
Oh, Big Shoe.
Okay,
Big Shoe, Big Shoe!
do we have a story? A
Not
starter?
yet.
Oh, sorry, I'm missing the. Oh, I'm not in practice, man.
I know. This is going to be a bit ropey, but
It's
we'll
all right.
go.
Go for it. Go.
We'll roll. Oh, no.
There we go.
Today's beer
Yes.
is... I think it was Brooklyn IPA.
I don't know. I can't remember. I think it's a lager, Brooklyn lager,
Yeah, it was Brooklyn Lager.
brewed in New York.
Mm.
That's what you're drinking anyway.
Yeah, and what are you drinking?
I'm drinking premium lager from Lidl.
Oh.
Yeah, I pushed the boat out.
Yeah, it's nice,
Yeah.
that stuff.
It's
Is
actually
it
not
one
bad.
with the Polish name?
German.
German name?
Yeah, it's brewed in Germany. It's in a white can.
I was in Lidl today.
It's nice.
Do you know what they had?
Absolutely
they
fine.
had
It's
carp fillets.
£2.60 for like
Oh,
4
well,
cans.
yeah, it's brutal.
Anyway, carp fillets. I have never seen carp fillets in a shop before.
I found out the reason why they aren't very common.
What, are they horrible?
Yes. Yes, essentially. They're
So you
bottom
bought
feeders.
some?
No, I haven't bought them, but I'm going to.
That's really
Just
weird.
to see what I can do with carp fillets.
Why are they selling carp? They must have got it in cheap or something.
Yeah,
from
they eat a lot of it in
Vietnam.
Poland. They eat a lot of it in Poland.
Oh, really?
But the reason why we don't eat it is because they're bottom feeders.
Right, so they eat
So they
sludge.
just eat sludge and rocks and
Nice, so
mud
gritty
and
then,
stuff.
I imagine.
So you have to get them cleaned out really well.
Oh my god. Sounds like
Yeah.
a lot of effort. Stick to cod.
Yeah.
If you can even get your hands on that.
Or the whitefish.
Yeah, pollock,
Yes.
coley.
I've been fishing during the meantime.
Oh yeah.
That we haven't been.
Yeah,
we
you
went
went
mackerel fishing out at sea. That was a bloody spectacle.
Yeah, I bet. That would be really good fun.
It was a right laugh.
You caught some fish?
We did catch some fishes.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
We did. It's quite a reaction when you're there on a boat with 5 other men, and all of a sudden you catch a fish, and you all scream like girls.
Because you don't know what to do.
Nobody wants to.
Life has not prepared you for this moment.
Well, it's not that. It's like, to be fair, even if I did want to grab hold of the fish to then remove the hook from its face, I couldn't because they were so damn slippery.
Yeah.
And then I did get it off, and then we killed it by putting a boat hook through
The
its head.
harsh reality of murdering your own dinner.
Yeah, well, that didn't bother me.
No, good.
I didn't really have a problem with killing one of God's tiny creatures.
That's only a mackerel.
That's what I
like
mean.
It's a
There literally
lion.
is plenty more fish in the sea. Like, well, many times you can't use that expression, but it's quite literal. There are more fish in the sea.
Oh, excellent.
So, yeah, we tried killing them by hitting, drowning in air, obviously. Don't look at me
Obviously.
like that. Like I was,
Putting them in a bucket of water.
yeah. No, it was a laugh.
Did you put them in a cook pot full of boiling water? That would have been a good way to cook them.
No, we didn't have a cook pot of boiling water out at sea. Got savagely sunburnt though.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
you do
real
that at
bad.
sea, don't you?
My arms got really badly burnt. I didn't take my shirt off, but if I had, I think it would have been pretty bad. The other guys, we hired this boat from this man, and he didn't really like. It was legit and official, but he didn't take a deposit. He didn't take anything from you. He didn't really know our names. All he had was a phone number. Gave us a fairly nice boat with obviously a amount of petrol in it that we hoped was enough to get us out and back again. We didn't really question that. Gave us life jackets and 4 rods for each boat. Just went, oh yeah, go out to the yellow buoy. Which yellow buoy? Well, we took this to be the one that was like the last. That indicates the last buoy before you leave Teignmouth. So we went until like Teignmouth was a dot, basically, and then they were like, "Oh, all right, let's go for a swim." So we chucked out the orange floating life buoys, dropped the anchor, had a little swim.
Very nice.
We drove round them in
Sea is
circles
incredibly deep.
for a bit. You forget how deep the sea is out there as well. It
It's
sounds
always
really
deeper than you
obvious.
think it is.
Well, we could tell you how deep it was because we let the lines go all the way to the bottom, and it was like
Very deep.
it was like a full line of a full reel before it hit the bottom.
Thing is, like, we all are so used to swimming in pools where even really deep pools have a bottom that you can reach if you dive.
Yeah.
But the sea is just so much deeper, obviously. But,
You're right.
But it's something you don't realise until you jump off a boat into the sea and you're like, there's no bottom. Scary.
There is literally no bottoms.
Literally no bottom.
So yeah, I've been fishing, but yeah, little
That's pretty good.
carp fillets.
So, and we have pod crisps.
Yeah,
The
I've
official crisp of the
absolutely
pod.
smashed a bag of,
I'm
Salt and
still
vinegars.
going on them.
and I might open the Kashmiri chicken ones now.
Naans.
Kashmiri chicken naans. Let me
What
just.
are they? What does this say on it? Well, before we move from this segment.
You described them earlier as foreign muck. What, are any of that foreign muck?
are Kashmiri chicken naan chips. Indian-inspired naan chips, baked with cumin, coriander, and a word I can't pronounce. Seasoned with Kashmiri spices and coconut. Yeah, they look nice. A healthy diet contains lots of fruit and vegetables.
And not them.
Go ahead.
What else did we have to talk about?
I think they're the basics covered, aren't they? They're the key things.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Everyone
Right,
knows
we'll
what
do
we're
our
drinking?
starter.
What's the starter for 10? Actually, there's before we do our starter for 10, there was some starter for 10 related news in the news. Did you see? University Challenge was in trouble recently.
Oh yeah, what for?
Well, they gave out a wrong answer. Jeremy
Did they?
Paxman gave out a wrong answer.
That's quite bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I mean, a show that prides itself on its accuracy.
Yeah, there were at least one complaint, so it was pretty bad. Yeah, they're hanging their heads in shame.
What kind of person, I couldn't even find an expletive in rattling around my brain, would have known a correct answer to something that they didn't know on University Challenge?
Well, they did know presumably they did know the answer. They just had the answer wrong. The researcher had got it wrong.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh.
for whatever reason. It was really weird because the question was super specific. You'll see it if you find it up online. It was something about Billy Connolly and who made his boots for some tour
What?
or something. Some artist. But they also said that this artist had written play, a theatre production, and they'd also written some TV series and stuff. So it wasn't just about Billy Connolly's boots. It was also some other stuff.
I was going to say,
And
that's very niche.
they reeled off all this stuff that this person had done, and then the person joked and said Doctor Who or something, which obviously was a joke. But I think it was Christmas. I think it was a celebrity special or something at Christmas.
Oh yeah, that happened, didn't it? We got a female Doctor Who.
We did.
And then the internet sort of pooed itself for a while.
And anyway, and then they were wrong. They said the wrong name. So yeah.
And then
And yeah, we have a female Doctor Who.
and then the BBC published the earnings
Pay.
of the pay of the highest paid
Which
people.
I honestly couldn't give a damn about.
And I can see why they've now selected a female Doctor Who if they seem to pay all the women about a third of the men. So it was actually it was a cost cutting
That was quite
exercise
interesting.
to me.
That was quite interesting, although there was some very big difference. Like some people who were doing exactly the same job who were being paid miles differently.
Yeah, massively so.
But there were a couple who really weren't that different, which wasn't really a big deal. And new Jodie Whittaker, she's being paid the same as Peter Capaldi was.
What did annoy me the most, I think, was Charlie from Casualty
Yeah, he's
The
the
nurse.
best paid actor.
gets paid approximately 12 to 13 times what an actual nurse in ED would be paid, really. Like, he's probably on 13 times the wage of an actual trained nurse
Oh, that is just
with actual
embarrassing.
skills to do anything as opposed
That
to
is
acting like he
embarrassing.
could. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, right, we'll go back to our start for 10 before we just browse The Guardian. We're not on The Guardian for any reason, this is the news headline I
That's why
like
we
the
wound
look
up
of.
on the card.
Yes. So this news comes from that Manchester's bike share scheme isn't working because people don't know how to share,
Brilliant.
which I quite like.
Yeah, there's definitely a flaw there in that. Otherwise,
I haven't really read the article, so I don't know. This could just be like a clickbait thing we might get, but who knows? Yeah. So basically, Mobike, a Chinese company, bought these a bit like the Boris bike situation, which we're not allowed to
Sure,
call
yeah.
that anymore. What do we call them? Sadiq cycles.
That's pretty good.
Must have been done before.
You should trademark that before someone.
Yeah,
else
so
does.
they cost 50p per half hour, and you unlock them with a smartphone. Yeah, and you could leave them anywhere in pub. Oh, that's way better.
Well, you just leave them somewhere else.
Yeah, so you don't have to actually put them back to a stand because their wheel is locked.
Remotely locked?
Yeah, the wheel.
Oh, that's quite cool.
They're locked by the spokes, so they
that's
just
pretty smart.
stop when they run out of money. So then you have to put another 50p in the meter. I quite like.
That sounds
Well,
dangerous.
yeah. Hopefully it doesn't stop. Like
Shoot.
doesn't stop while you're going.
They just charge you for the length of time you use it for. And
You're
then
doing
they put,
20
and then
mile
they
an
put
hour
a
through
handbrake
Salford
on
Keys, and it suddenly just goes.
in the river.
So there's people looking for docking stations
So what's the problem? Why is it not working?
because people are just abusing them. All the mobikes are in the canal, in bins. There's a mobike stashed in someone's garden. Because obviously, if you don't have to take it back to the place, you just keep one for the morning, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose you
And
would.
there's nothing to stop you doing that. So it's just the fact that Mancunians can't share.
Oh, well, that's not...
50 bikes from the 1,000 have been trashed already. And many more have ended up on private property. That's the problem. They can't redistribute them.
That's a bit sad, really. That
This is it. This is the thing, though, isn't it?
People
We give people an inch and they take a mile. And they
yeah.
just abuse it.
I mean, if some of those people genuinely need it, then that's different. I can understand that. But I suppose if everybody doesn't keep it for themselves, there'll always be one for someone else, won't there?
There would. Oh, yeah, in cycling-related news.
Yes.
I'm doing a bloody stupid bike ride.
Yes, you are, which we didn't talk about.
We didn't talk about. I probably should have talked about this earlier.
We were going to, and then we said,
We'll save it. We'll save it for later.
A month and a bit later.
Closer to the event. Well,
It's now
the
a week
event's
and a bit away.
the event's nearly here. My imminent demise is surely coming. I am going to do the Prudential London 46 bike ride. 46 miles around the closed roads of London. Which 46 miles isn't a particularly huge way by road bike standards. I mean, it's like a third of a Tour de France stage, or no, half. But for me, this is right on the cusp of what is physically possible for my body.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want it, not that I haven't trained enough, that I'm being lazy. Physically,
Yeah.
my respiratory system can probably do 40 miles.
Mm-hmm.
The 46 is...
The last 6 miles will probably be the best 6 miles of the race, though, so they'll help push you through. Where are you finishing?
It's not going to work like that. We finish on the Mall.
Which is a pretty awesome place to finish a bike ride.
Yes. So yeah, I'm doing it. I'm loosely raising money.
You're not loosely... Don't undersell it. You're trying to raise lots of money. Loads of money. Everybody can give all of their money.
I'm loosely raising money. Yeah, so I'm raising money for my chosen charity, which is the CF Trust.
Woo!
Yeah, and it will be fine. It'll be good, and I'm excited for it. But I was saying to George a minute ago, I go through like 5 minutes I want to do it, and then 5 minutes I don't want to do it, and 5 minutes I want to do it again, 5 minutes I don't want to do it again, because I'm really scared that I'm just gonna. It's gonna hurt so much.
You'll love it. You will.
But I have said this. I've said this to my mum as well. You know, like when people do the London Marathon, and every year you hear about like one person who sadly dies.
Yes.
Have you ever seen how much money they raise?
A lot.
Like millions.
Yeah.
So just think, if I die, I'm going to go out with like a straight up bang here. Don't pull that face.
At least
and
there's a
look at me.
positive slant on it, I suppose. But we're all going to hope that doesn't happen.
Same.
Everyone can
me
keep their
most.
donations.
Yeah. If I die, you can get your money back. How about that as a pledge? Yeah,
No,
so...
if you died, I think everybody would wake up and donate more to CF Trust.
Yeah. But it would have been that I would have totally self-inflicted the death. So that would have been not very...
I don't know, it's not self-inflicted.
I think it would have been. I'm the one who rolled up to the start line. Yeah, so far I've raised 210 quid.
Which is quite impressive.
Which is quite impressive. I was targeting £250, but honestly...
You'll easily hit that.
I'm amazed that I've raised £200. I'm over the moon. And yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be alright on the night, and I'm excited for it. But yeah, riding around the closed roads of London. I'm not doing it on a Boris bike. I'm not doing it on a Mo bike. One of these Mancunian private bikes for 50p for half an hour. It's going to take me like 3.5, 4 hours, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know how long. It would probably take me a day because I can't cycle
But
a great distance.
But I don't want it to take... If it was 3 hours, I'd be going so fast I'd be absolutely suffering too much.
Yeah.
If it takes me 4 hours, I'll be taking too long. So therefore I'll have been suffering for too long.
Oh, I see.
So I think there's a perfect
period
line.
Of suffer.
So there's a line of depth of suffering versus time of suffering.
Length of suffering.
I'm trying to find the sweet spot.
You want to hit the...
Which I think is probably 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
Which is like an average speed of about...
I reckon you'll do it
13 or something.
in 3 hours, 18 minutes and 43
you can
seconds.
Sack off and go home if I do it in 3 hours 18.
I've said it now. It's been recorded.
If I do it in 3 hours and
kept.
18 minutes...
3 hours, 18 minutes and 43 seconds.
I'll buy you. You know, like those crisps come in a box
Yeah, full
at
of them.
Co-op before they get distributed.
Yeah.
I'll buy you a box before they get put on the shelf
That's exciting.
of your favourite crisp.
But that's not going to work because you're obviously just going to throw it.
Well, I'm not, because I'm going to try and strive to finish in 3 hours 18.
Oh, well, that's really good then.
I won't be able to do it.
I reckon you will. Have
I
faith.
physically won't be able to do
Because
it.
you gotta have the faith.
Yeah, obviously, George Michael Faith. Did we ever find out what George Michael died of?
Yeah, but I don't remember. Heart attack, wasn't it? Heart attack? Stroke? Something like that?
I don't think it was a stroke.
I know that he put on quite a lot of weight in the later years of his life.
Careless whisper. Death. Why? What does he say his reason for death was? Early hours of Christmas morning.
Yeah, it was Christmas.
Was it?
Yeah, last year.
Was it? Heart failure.
Yeah, okay. Close enough.
That's so vague.
Well, I think that they know, but they've
He
kept
was
it a
looking
secret.
forward to
haven't they?
Christmas.
Well, he got
Dilated cardiomyopathy and myocarditis. Dilated cardiomyopathy. Isn't that when you have a massive heart? The heart becomes enlarged and has a can't pump blood in efficiently.
Well, it was sad. Kind of put a downer on Christmas Day, didn't it? Because that's all the radios played.
Yes.
In fact, we listened to one of his albums while we were having Christmas dinner.
Did you actually?
And it was actually really good.
Which one? Faith? Listen Without Prejudice? Older? Songs from the last century?
I think it was old.
Patience?
No. Listen Without Prejudice, maybe? Show me the album covers. I'll know which one it was. It wasn't Faith.
It wasn't Faith.
No, it wasn't Faith.
Listen Without Prejudice,
No, it wasn't that
Volume
one.
1? You never got round to making Volume 2. That's awkward.
That's one, Older.
Older.
It's actually a really good album. I really enjoyed it.
I don't think I've ever listened to it.
Yeah, it's good.
It took him 3 years to record it.
It's a good album.
Jesus,
Yeah, I was
to a
surprised actually,
child,
because
fast
I
love,
always-
spinning the wheel.
I always thought of him as a bit like, poppy, like, because you gotta have faith. But actually, that album is a little bit more, deep.
Don't gesticulate with your microphone.
I know.
You
I'm
went
not
quiet.
used- I'm not used to holding my microphone. Yeah, it was quite good. It was deep, kind of like how Bowie's last album.
What?
Bowie's last album was like heavy.
What, Black Star?
Yeah,
I haven't actually listened to that.
yeah, it's really good.
Mm.
I really enjoyed it anyway, but I like weird stuff, so.
I mean, you've got Jamiroquai on vinyl.
I have Jamiroquai on vinyl, I have Holst the Planets on vinyl, I have Led Zeppelin on vinyl, I have Tom Waits on vinyl, I have
Tom Waits.
I have Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters single. Yeah.
He was a
I
very
have all sorts of
confused
stuff.
man. Was
He had a really difficult life.
yeah, but he was a really kind bloke. It seems.
Yeah, that's right. He used to help out a lot of charities and used to do like help feeding the poor, stuff like that.
Red Hot AIDS organisation.
Yeah, and AIDS.
AIDS. Whoever and AIDS. Whoever needs the drugs for that are pretty good now. To be fair,
It's getting better, I think.
I think you can live a fairly normal life.
And the rate's lower as well in Africa. I read a statistic recently. I can't remember what it was, but they were saying how it's the lowest it's been in X number of years for children with AIDS, being born with AIDS in Africa.
You're not born with AIDS. You're born with HIV, and it develops into AIDS. So I just want to pull you up on that.
God's sake. The people knew what I meant.
They didn't. Yeah, it's very odd. But I remember we watched a geography in video once. But
A geography in video.
yeah, here we go. Watched a video in geography once where there was a lady who, this was the level of sex education they had in Africa.
Yeah.
She didn't know how she was having children. She hadn't linked the fact that having sex was what was giving her children. She thought that she was blessed by God, and she didn't know that the act of that sex, that what she was doing, was making
Really?
her have the children.
Well, yeah. I
So
suppose
where
if you
do
were
you
never
even,
told, you would
where
never know.
do you even begin to explain
AIDS to
contraception or anything to avoid
Yeah.
to safe sex,
someone.
anything
Yeah,
like
it's
that?
true.
But
Yeah.
then even, do you reckon she even views relationships in the same way? Because let's face it, they're kind of a construct that we've made ourselves.
What? What? So did she? But I suppose that leads. Did she have the children by the same person?
That's what I mean. Because if she doesn't
Or
even
was she
link,
just having sex with all sorts of people.
yeah, she could have been an absolute hussy. She could have.
But if her culture doesn't
But if her
promote
culture-
strong relationships,
if her
then
culture-
she wouldn't be a
yeah.
hussy, would she? She'd just
Well,
be
she
the
would
same
be
as
in my
everyone else.
eyes.
Yeah, but not in her culture.
Yeah, but you see what I mean, though?
No, I do see what you mean. It's an interesting point. Maybe you should ask her.
Well, I can't ask her. She was on the geography video. I can't go back there. We used to watch the same videos in geography, I swear. There was this one she used to roll out about the bananas. And I saw that thing so many times. The banana video in geography.
I never did geography because I did history because I was a...
You were going to say you were an educated person. I was doing colouring in.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that's what everybody always says.
It was the subject where they threw everything that didn't fit anywhere else.
Yeah, but
Which is genuinely true because you think about the things you used to study, it's so varied.
But you didn't learn about Africans
I did.
and their sexual habits.
No, I didn't, but I learned about slaves and the slave trade.
Interesting.
There you go.
I kind of wish I'd done both, really.
Yeah, I think doing both was the best way to do it, really, because geography did give you a good, broad understanding of lots of different subjects.
And how to hold a colouring pencil.
And how to correctly sharpen and colour with colouring pencils.
It was actually quite difficult at points.
Sharpening a colouring pencil is a very difficult thing to do.
It was-
Let's
no, it
not
was-
joke around here.
It was quite difficult. It was quite a difficult subject at parts. The essay writing, but it was the same. It was the same type of essay writing for both of them. So both quite difficult.
But you had to learn about like rivers and rocks,
deltas,
cares, and population stuff. Like it's just too heavy going. It's boring.
So much of it just links to the same stuff as history, though.
No, well, yeah, I suppose they kind of lead into each other. But at least history, you learn like stories about stuff, about people, things that happened. Like
I watch lots of like BBC documentaries and stuff that I find my geography knowledge relevant to.
Yeah, well, same with history. So
Right.
I think
You'd say that now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's true
Yes,
though. Like you watch things and you're like, oh yeah, I know a little bit about that. Or you watch a film that's kind of loosely based on history and you're like, I know that's bullshit because I know what actually happened.
Because I
Which
was
is quite
there.
good.
I was there, man.
You don't know you weren't
You
there.
weren't even there, man.
But yeah, I suppose what you said, doing both, there's the thing. So advice to anybody who's choosing their GCSEs.
No, that's not good advice.
Don't do either. Do something else.
Don't do either. Do something totally different. Don't do your GCSEs.
Leave. Get a job.
Yeah, don't do them. You're not even allowed. You're not allowed to leave until you're 18 now, are you?
Yeah, 18 years old.
18 years young.
Which I think's a little bit crazy. Although can you still do college stuff, like vocational stuff, between 16 and 18? I think you can, can't you? If you wanted to become like a carpenter, you can still go and do that at college. Like a BTEC. Pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can.
I think you can, yeah.
Yeah, you can do a BTEC in place of A-levels. Or MVQs or whatever they call, whatever these young kids are calling them now. Whatever abbreviations they're using to explain exactly the same thing.
I'll do my level 3 Novgwa.
That's trash, man. It's trash. It's all crap.
Is it all crap? But it's crap as soon as you're doing something.
Yeah, I know, it's absolute nonsense. Education's...
Overrated?
Yeah, necessary is what I would use to describe education.
Education's totally overrated.
Early education's necessary. Later education is not.
It'd be
so
much
necessary.
better if we just left everybody in...
Unless you're being a doctor.
It'd be much better for everybody, for our social development, if we were all just left in rooms together. Just sort it out.
Yeah, it probably would. Give every student, like give a group of students a few laptops and get them to spend a year in a room with just laptops.
What,
They
so if
would
write the
learn-
entire word
They
of
would
Shakespeare?
learn more than you could
No,
learn
they
in your
wouldn't.
entire education.
They wouldn't, because whatever other rules there were, well...
There wouldn't be any rules. They'd have free reign to just spend the whole time looking at the internet. You know how deep you can find yourself in the internet, where you're just learning about stuff that you never even knew, you weren't even expecting to learn about. Like Wikipedia. You were clicking about George Michael, and then you were learning about cardiovascular diseases. It just happens. And suddenly you're a bloody cardiology expert.
An expert is a bit
Yeah,
rich.
well, obviously, but is you can learn a lot from just spending time on the line.
On the line.
Yeah, man. These kids need to understand.
Do
The
you
line
think-
is where it's
Do you
at.
think if you gave them no rules, a bit like what Google did with having no rules in their office
Yeah.
and having no working hours,
Yeah,
that eventually they'd actually end up working harder than if they were
Definitely.
given rules?
definitely. Because they would assign their own goals, their own achievements, and actually doing nothing or just wasting time for a long period of time is so dull.
Exactly.
Because you don't
if you couldn't
achieve
get out of
anything.
the room,
Yeah, it's
you
really
couldn't get out
dull.
of the room, they'd start
So
to work on
actually-
something.
Yeah, actually learning stuff and actually improving yourself in some way is more interesting than just wasting time. I mean, yeah, okay, Netflix you could get lost in.
14-year-old boy, though.
Yeah, but even still, there's only so much you can. There is so much you can do.
14-year-old boy, though.
Yeah, but he's in a group with other people. He's not on his own.
One weird 14-year-old boy, though. Stood in the corner. Uh,
I think the other people would tie them down. I don't think they'd have much choice.
What? Isn't there that? I remember reading about it in psychology, where there was that the prison experiment. Is it they called the Stamford prison experiment? Maybe, or when the people were just
I don't know.
allotted roles,
Oh,
and as
yeah,
prison
because some
guards.
people, yeah,
and
they were
stuff.
guards, weren't they?
And they had to stop.
Yes.
They had to stop the experiment because the guards were being.
They were just beating the prisoners up, weren't they?
It was an attempt to investigate the psychological effects of perceived power. Perceived power is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you know a prime example of where you see it?
Go for it.
You know when there's like a carnival
Yeah.
and they get that dickhead who's allowed to close the road, who's got an overly customised V-Reg Toyota Hilux with an absolutely stonking great aerial on it and an orange beacon on top of it. And they give him a megaphone and he's like, "Don't you come down here! Turn around!"
I think just in general, those what would you call people like that direct people at events?
Traffic monitors.
Those kind of people just get way too into their role.
It's a bit like if you gave a man a job to park cars or like point spaces.
I've done that.
You
I've
don't-
pointed spaces before.
Did you-
So
were
have
you-
you, haven't you?
Possibly,
Up there,
yeah.
up-
Yes, for scouts, yeah. I didn't care. I definitely wasn't into it. I definitely wasn't signalling. I was not signalling the plane,
Terrible.
don't worry.
Terrible.
But no, it's a very interesting one, isn't it? Perceived power. Focusing
Yeah.
on the struggle between prisoners and prison officers.
No, it is interesting.
And it had to be stopped. It was stopped because of the abuse. The abuse was so... and I think people got in trouble with it. Yeah, they did. Portions of the experiment were filmed. An excerpt is still publicly available. There's a film about it. I might
Oh my
watch the
God.
film.
Not now.
Yeah, live. Live here on the pod now.
We'll just continue this episode into a 4-hour-long discussion on perceived power and how it affects the human brain.
Yeah. It is very interesting though, isn't it?
Yeah, psychology can be really interesting. I don't know a lot about it, but it can be really interesting.
I don't know. Maybe that's something I should go back into doing.
Go back into... Well, you've got the internet. You've got Wikipedia.
I do.
There's...
I was talking the other
Everything
day.
on
I was
there
talking the
that
other
you
day to
need.
Mitchell about what I could things we should probably spend our time doing.
Yeah, your free time. I
Spend-
wonder that every day of
Ways
my
of
life.
spending free time. And then we were talking about the whole 10,000 hours thing.
Oh, yeah, to become an expert at something.
10,000 hours to become an expert at something.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to put in the 10,000 hours. I just don't know what.
How long
where.
is 10,000 hours? Did you work it out? How many years? Just do it quickly in your head. You're good at maths. Work it out.
24 hours a day. Call it 25, 400. 100 days.
Roughly
400 days.
about 400 days.
Yeah.
So a year and a bit.
416.6 recurring days. There you go. And apparently the 10,000 hour... Here, there's an article here saying that the 10,000 hour rule is wrong.
Oh, bugger that.
So before I even start it...
10,000 hours is plenty of time to
90
spend doing
minutes
something.
per day for 20 years is essentially what it's saying.
90 minutes a day for 20
years.
years.
Is 10,000 hours.
But that's ridiculous. You can't spend that long doing the same thing.
We can, playing piano, playing guitar, playing...
Yeah, but for 20 years?
Yeah.
To become an expert in playing guitar?
I think you become an... People...
You become an expert
Public,
during that.
Joe
don't you?
Public would probably declare you an expert after a lot less
After like
time.
3 years.
If you were doing 90 minutes guitar practice a day, by the end of a year, I bet you'd be pretty
You'd
sick.
have no fingers.
Fingers get very strong.
True.
Very hard.
Yes.
Hard as nails. Oh,
Same
big
with
boy.
piano.
Big boy. Yeah, you get really strong hands.
Yeah, pianos.
Do you reckon your fingers would grow if you were doing it younger
No.
to adapt to it?
Um,
Like a physical adaptation to
maybe.
help?
Maybe. Your muscles would probably, and the way your bones were shaped would probably... Like, if you were used to having your pinky out like this when playing piano and stuff.
That works really well on an audio format.
Oh, people know what I mean. You, I reckon you'd be... your finger would probably grow at a slight angle. Oh, fuck it, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not invested enough in this conversation.
So yeah, I'm happy to put 10,000 hours into something if anyone can come up with a suggestion.
I've got plenty of suggestions.
There you go, for next week. For next time we meet.
Okay, right. Think of something you can spend 10,000 hours.
Because the only thing I do at the
Doing.
moment, I watch telly, and when I'm watching the telly,
We're probably all experts
or
at
watching
that.
TV, I hear accents, and then I impersonate what they've said back.
Yeah, well, that's quite good. That's quite handy.
Well, it's not. I've not found a single use for this
It
yet.
is for answering the phone to cold callers.
What am I going to do? Big shoe, big shoe!
Yeah, you could.
Down the phone.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, just answer it in
I
different
don't
variety of
know, yeah.
accents.
Oh, but I don't just go back to Glasgow.
Fuck off. Look here, listen.
I
Fuck
know.
off.
Yeah, but they've still got the phone number.
Leave me alone.
Oh. I don't know. If someone can come back to us for next week, that would be a
Okay.
good one.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't remember.
Two things, one for him, one for me.
For us to donate 10,000
Yes,
hours.
and we will do it. We endeavour to do it.
Yes.
Yes.
That concludes the personal messages. We continue with music.
Right.
Right.
That was
That was an episode of Storage 10.
an attempt at going back to doing the podcast. We didn't really find a good news story to start with.
I don't know, I think it was quite good. It flowed.
It did flow remarkably well.
It was good.
Apologies if
Considering
the
it's been a
audio is
while.
weird.
Yeah, sorry if the acoustics aren't good enough.
Oh, yes, that's what we learned today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that. He's been George.
He's been Angus.
I hope you
We
learned something
started
interesting.
talking about the Manchester
Mobikes.
bike people.
And about how people in Manchester seemingly can't share.
No,
And then we
apparently
talked
not.
about my bike ride.
Yeah.
There'll be a link.
There'll be a
somewhere.
link.
I'll put a link. I'll tweet a link
There's a
out.
link on
put a
Twitter and
on
Facebook and stuff. Donate.
Yeah, donate if you
Very
want.
worthy
Just give me a
cause.
quid or something. That'd be amazing.
Gift aid it.
And then also then feel real shame if I eventually demise from this.
Yes.
'Cause you
If everybody
basically-
you have to gift aid as well.
Will you be
If you pay tax,
sort of
you can gift
legally
aid.
responsible if I die?
No.
Because you've like encouraged it.
No.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that's that then.
Yeah, that's it.
That was an
That's
episode
great.
of Star for 10.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
We will not do one next week because I'm not here.
Oh, George is away on holiday.
Yeah, but the week after.
Hey! I'd never heard that before.
But the week after, probably. Hopefully.
Yeah, sounds good. Where you going?
Cool.
Anywhere nice?
I'm going to Cornwall.
Oh, very nice. Big shoe,
Yeah.
big shoe! My mum and dad have just come back from Cornwall. I went down this week to drop the dog off to them.
That's-
It was nice. We had a nice day down there. Got really sunburnt.
You were down in Morganpool.
We were down in Morganporth.
Yeah, very nice. Down
Yeah, very nice. Big old beach, that is. Big old beach.
Yeah,
A lot of sand. A lot of sand.
Very nice.
Silly thing. Like you actually begin to appreciate how many grains of sand are on the beach.
More than stars in the sky.
Apparently so. But I mean,
I think that's probably accurate.
it must be.
Pick up a cupful of sand.
Yeah, man, see how many-
Actually count the grains of sand.
Oh, the other day I was being stupid, and I asked Izzy how much rice she wanted, and she went, "Oh, I want 318 grains of rice." So I started to count them out, and then worked out how many 1 gram would be. Right?
That's actually quite smart.
So I could, so I started pouring them out until I got 1 gram on my scales.
That's pretty smart.
And then I'm trying to loop it back.
That's
so
fine.
it
It wasn't too bad.
And then I got 1 gram, and that was like 60. So I was like, I think you're going to want more than 318 because that would have only been about 5 grams. So you have a portion of rice.
You should have just cooked her 318 and given it to him.
You wouldn't be able to.
You wanted 318?
318 are the bits. 318 are how many get
teacup.
stuck. 318 are how many get stuck on the bottom of the pan that you can't get into the sieve.
The ones you lose.
Yeah,
there's always wastage.
That's the wastage.
The extra 5 grams you add for wastage.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a funny story for you there. Right, catch you again next time.
Yeah.
Follow
cheers.
us on Twitter, Facebook, wherever.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Bye. Big Shoe, Big Shoe! Oh, here she is. Wait.
Gas. Big shoe, big shoe.
Every time. Listen to him. He's just cracking up. Oh, this is another good... This could be good as well.
Fuck off. Your fucking phone, my fucking face.
This is Harry stuck on the
I
roof.
think I've seen this.
Well, because if you take a tumble, you're taking a heater, you're taking a heater doing it.
What's he even saying? You're taking a heater doing it.
Try and get both your feet into the flashing and tiptoe down the flashing. If you can stand up on the flashing,
You
go
can't.
down to the gutter till you turn, and then as you turn, your foot will hit the metal pin.
What?
You what, Andrew? How come a man put my weight? Mate, I can't put my weight in the roof, it's dead fun. I can't hold it to do that. Oh, you don't do hold it for 5 minutes. You fucking wank, Steve. Don't shift your weight up. What the fuck are you talking about? I can't put my weight on the fucking roof. I can't put my weight in the bottom. There's a meant to go. No, man, I can't just fucking move it.
People are the best. People are the actual best. People are too good.